Well, hello, welcome everybody. My name is Casey and I am the Credential Supervisor for the San Diego County Office of Education, Credentials and Live Scan Office. And with me today, I have Monica Robinson, who is our lead credential technician. We're going to be presenting a webinar about how to get your California substitute teaching permit. So Monica, why don't you start?
Welcome everybody. So today we are talking about obtaining a California substitute teaching permit, also known as a 30-day substitute teacher permit. There it is, emergency 30-day substitute teaching permit. What does that allow you to do? It authorizes you substitute teaching for 1 year, but no more than 30 days for any one teacher. And for special education, it's 20 days only. You're limited, restricted, 20 days for any one teacher. When do you need this permit? If you're working in a public school, including any charter school, when you don't have a valid California credential, meaning like a full teaching credential, that includes teaching, administrative services, pupil personnel services. And then what is not authorized by a substitute permit is long-term assignments. So you cannot be in the same class more than 30 days in regular ed and 20 days in special education. You're limited to that. What are the requirements for this? You have to have basic skills met, and that can be met by different methods, and also known as CBEST in California. You have to have official transcripts, providing that you have a bachelor's degree or higher from an accredited college. And then you have to have fingerprint clearance. For the basic skills, there's different options to meet this requirement. So as I said earlier, the California Basic Education Skills Test, also known as CBEST. The website is there to sign up. And then CSET is a multiple subject credential, plus the writing skills exam is required. So that's key. If you just took the multiple subject CSETs, you won't be able to meet this requirement unless you also took the writing skills exam. The website is listed there for you to register and get more information as well. And then SAT scores. So dig out those old SAT scores. Minimum score of 550 on math and 500 on English. And then ACT scores are also accepted. The minimum for math is 23 and 22 for English. And then what's also acceptable is there's a list of equivalent exams that if you took one from out of state, that is equivalent to our basic skills. We do have that information for you. And then lastly, right now until August 31st of this year, 2021, there is a basic skills deferment. So it's by request only at the time that you apply for the document. For official transcripts, we want to see the bachelor's degree or higher posted on the official transcripts. They must be official. They could be open as long as they have the water color paper, the embossment, the seal, the stamp. We do accept them. No photocopies are accepted. And then what we're preferring at this time, since everything is being done electronic, is that you get your transcript sent electronically by the university directly to the San Diego County Office of Ed Credential's generic email, which is sdcred@sdcoe.net. So the college will send them there. Do not forward them. They are not accepted if they were sent to you and you forward them to us. We have to open them. For the fingerprint processing and the requirement for that, you will need to be printed for the 41LS form, and that's for the Commission on Teacher Credentialing. That includes a clearance from DOJ and FBI. And then the clearinghouse is needed for employment in San Diego County. So we have what's called the San Diego County Clearinghouse, and that allows you to substitute teach in multiple districts without having to fingerprint for every single district. Most school districts and charters accept the clearinghouse. There are a few exceptions, and they would let you know and give you their individual form for their district. If you need forms to access these, the 41LS and the clearinghouse form, you can find them on our website at www.sdcoe.net. You'll click on Human Resources, and then you'll click on Fingerprint Services, and then you'll find a link that will take you out to the credential and fingerprinting forms, and you'll download the PDF forms there. If you have completed a certificate of clearance for your college or university, because you're in a program, a credential program of some sort, you may have already done the 41LS form if you hold a certificate of clearance. So if you hold a certificate of clearance, you don't need the 41LS again because you've already met that requirement. As long as your certificate of clearance is valid, they're good for 5 years, then that tells us that you met that requirement, and we would want a photocopy of that certificate of clearance in lieu of the 41LS form. So what are the steps to apply? Everything is done electronically. You're going to email all your materials to our generic email box for credentials. Our email box is sdcred@sdcoe.net. You're going to do the fingerprints, and you're going to either use our facility or an alternate facility that in California that does live scan. And then you're going to email us your fingerprint forms. And just make sure that you block out your social security number on those forms, since it is secure information that you don't want on the email. And then you want to contact your local college or university for the transcripts to be sent, also known as e-scripts. You want those sent to our email directly from the college to us. If they do not provide electronic transcripts, then you can also have them mail them to us directly. And just let us know, XYZ College is going to be sending you a hard copy of my transcripts. And that way we can match everything up with your materials so that we can proceed to the next step. You're also going to scan your CVEST or your basic skills exam and send to that email box. And then once you've done all of that, you'll notify us in that email indicating that you're now ready to proceed to apply for the substitute permit. So you'll let us know in that email that has all those attachments. And then you can also let us know, hey, ASU is sending my transcript on my behalf, and it was in my maiden name versus my current name. And that way we can match everything up to get you going. And then once we have everything, we're going to verify that you're academically eligible, and we'll contact you if we're missing any information or it's not legible. And then we're also going to contact you for your personal information, your social security number, because we do need that in order to recommend you online for the substitute permit. And we do that online to the CTC. And as soon as we do that, you get an email momentarily after from the CTC, and they carbon copy us as well, indicating that, hey, here's a link for you to pay. And then you go on to that link and you pay the current fee right now, $102.50. It's $100 plus a $250 credit card fee. And that's how you apply. What happens next? So within 48 hours, sometimes sooner, you get that email. You pay that $102.50 with your credit card and debit card. Some of you may already have a profile out there if you have a certificate of clearance. If not, you're going to create one during this process. And then within 5 to 7 days of the payment, you'll get approval. and it should show up on the CTC website. So they're never going to mail you a document. You're never going to have a hard copy of your sub permit. It's going to be electronic. You're going to be able to access the document online and print it out on your own. And that way you can PDF it when you apply for positions for substitute teaching, but nothing will come in the mail. So you're going to follow the link, and that's how you'll print it out. And then your permit is downloadable, and it should be registered at the County Office of Education in the county that you're working, so that employers can view it and make sure that you're able to work and get paid. And then at this point, you're ready to start applying for employment with the local school districts. And for applying, it's usually on EdJoin, and resources here for the County Office of Ed. Our website is listed there, as well as the CTC website. And if you need more information, you're welcome to go on our website, or you're welcome to email that generic email that we mentioned earlier.
Okay, Monica, question for you. Right now, if we want to use basic skills, the ACT, they don't seem to be responding. They're not getting us the information. They're saying they're not mailing them out. Is there another option for somebody who took the ACT and wants to use that for their basic skills?
So what we're being told at this time is that they will accept screenshots of the ACT results from a college or university. If you have them in any way, shape, form, I would suggest that you submit them, and then it's going to be up to the CTC. They're being a little bit more flexible at this time because the College Board who issues them is not being responsive, and so on and so forth. The agency that gives you the duplicates is not being that responsive during this time. So whatever you have, we encourage you to use, and they should be accepting it. Of course, they make the ultimate say, they're the commission, but on your behalf, we will attempt to use what you can provide.
Okay, another question is, I already have a regular multiple subject teaching credential. Do I need to get the sub permit?
So you're already authorized to substitute teach because you hold a credential that the requirements were the same, bachelor's or higher, basic skills, and you completed a professional preparation teacher program. So you do not need a separate substitute permit. If your multiple subject teaching credential is valid, you are authorized to teach based on that document.
Okay, another question is, I never got the email from the Commission on Teacher Credentialing. What options do I have?
So if you want to email that email, which is sdcred@sdcoe.net, with your last name, first name, and date of birth, and also a contact phone number, I can research that for you and see. And depending on how long ago, it could have went into your spam and you just didn't see it. You may or may not need to be re-recommended. Sometimes if there's a glitch in the email, or if the CTC had a different email than the email that you put on your form, it could be for a lot of different reasons. So if you want to just email to that email and give more information, I'll be more than happy to research for you.
Another thing to think about is even if you didn't get the email, because sometimes you'll have an old email on the CTC website. If you have a profile, go ahead and log on to the CTC webpage using your profile and check to see if it's there. A lot of times you had like an email from when you were in your program, but now your email has changed. So you should always check there first. And if it's still not there, then definitely give us a call and we can do some research. All right, we have another question. If I'm getting my single subject credential at the end of May, should I renew my 30-day sub permit now?
If you're going to be working in the interim, during that lapse of time, I would definitely encourage you to renew it.
Mhm. Yep, I agree. Is the fingerprinting process a separate step, in particular for the clearinghouse fingerprinting?
So the fingerprinting that is required for the substitute permit is only the one for the commission, which is the 41 LS form. The clearinghouse, if you only do the 41 LS and not the clearinghouse, you won't be able to work and get paid, or you'll have to do fingerprints twice, 2 separate days. So why not get it all done one-stop shop, one time? It's up to you. If you only want to do the 41 LS, we can recommend you for your substitute permit. And then you'll get told by your employer that you need employment fingerprints. And then at that time, if you choose to continue the employment process, you can get those fingerprints done.
So this is a follow-up to the question that you just answered, that the sub permit had expired over a year ago, looks like. So yes, we are suggesting that you go ahead and renew that document if you want to work, because you are not authorized to work until you have a document. So if you're not going to get anything until the end of May, go ahead and renew your sub permit. You should be able to do it online without much problem. And that'll allow you to work in the next 2 months while you're waiting for to get your full credential. All right, I have another question here. I already have a certificate of clearance. I am currently a school psychologist practicum student. Do I still need to do the fingerprint clearinghouse?
So if you want to substitute teach and apply for your substitute permit, you already have the fingerprints required for the substitute permit. But again, if you want to get employed and you want to work, you need the clearinghouse prints. So unless the district says, here's my form, do my prints, which is typically San Diego Unified or, other entities, but the clearinghouse, pretty much every school district is part of the clearinghouse in San Diego County. So yes, you will need employment fingerprints, and they are separate print.
All right. How about if my bachelor's degree is from abroad and I have certified transcripts? Can I apply to be a substitute teacher?
Certified transcripts are not sufficient. What is required of you is that you obtain a foreign transcript evaluation. And the foreign transcript evaluation has to be done by an approved agency from CTC. Not every agency is acceptable. We have the foreign transcript evaluation agencies on the CTC website, as well as if you go to our website, I believe you can find as well. But once you get that done, that evaluation done, and they determine your equivalency in the US, then we're able to accept that. But certified, notarized, translated, we don't accept that. It has to come from one of these agencies.
Yeah, and basically once you get that done, you get that evaluation done, we can definitely do that. I know how expensive they are as well. So we will, if you bring or send us a hard copy plus a photocopy, we will return that to you because we understand that those are extremely expensive. And then you just need to make sure you have all the other materials, fingerprinting, basic skills, all of that, and you can be a substitute in California. All right, are there any other questions? I don't see any other questions. So I think that is it. All right, well, thank you everyone for coming today. We appreciate you coming in and spending some time with us. Good luck when you go out to the job fair next week. And oh, wait, we have a last minute. I passed the CBEST back in April of 2019. Is there an expiration date for those?
No, the beauty of the basic skills is that it never expires. Unlike the other exams that are 10-year validity, these do not expire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the positives. All right, everyone. Thank you very much. We hope you all have a wonderful afternoon.
Have a great day.
Thanks.